Welcome to Declutter's Delight for Life and happy 4th of July. I wish you all the best. Today is the day of our Independence Day of America. To me, I'm really proud of America and I'm proud to be an American. And tonight we're going to talk about decluttering allows for more physical and mental space. As a country, we're a huge country where we go from coast to coast. We have Hawaii, we have Alaska, we have territories, Puerto Rico, all of that. And we're huge. And we have lots of physical space. And there's a lot of us, and a lot of us have lots of mental space. But a lot of us have lots of physical stuff too. And a lot of us, in our physical stuff, we store it. We cram it into garage, we cram it into attics, we cram it into all sorts of spaces in our homes. And some of us even have problems with it being hoarders, disorganizers, clutterers, or any number of things. And sometimes that becomes a really difficult and obstacle and an issue for a lot of us. And sometimes for a lot of us causes us a lot of fear. And sometimes we don't have any idea on how we're going to deal with that. And I'm hopefully here to help provide some solutions for you on maybe some ways that you can handle that. I know for myself, when I had to clean up my house, I first had to decide for myself, what was most important to me as far as my physical stuff. Because to me, what was my most important to myself as far as my physical stuff is things that meant the most to me. And, a lot of things out there, people tell you to rate it or whatever, what's important to you, this or that. But I really had to take to heart what something meant to me in my heart, really meant in my heart. And that kind of took a period of time as far as that was concerned. And facing, a lot of fear. And fear of my past, of my past of lack, my past of a lot of not having enough, and accumulation of a lot of food. Yes, I had a big stockpile of food too that I had to get rid of and let go of. And that was a big deal because I was a hoarder of food too. And that was a big deal. I had a freezer full of food that I had to let go of, and I cleaned out, and I even did some of that recently. And boy, that was actually quite freeing when I did that one, and letting go constantly. And I do that on a constant basis and donate that because I realized that not having that fear of lack is an important thing not to have anymore, because not having that fear of lack from my past frees me in my present moment, and freeing myself in my present moment is a big deal. And not having that fear of lack. My voice seems to be doing crazy things. And not having that fear of lack is important to me and was important to me. But then I come to realize that the universe is open to me as far as I'm concerned to what I want to do, say, or act upon, as long as I'm willing to put forth the effort, the belief, the faith, and the persistence to do so, because I am the creator of my own future, no matter what my past has been, because my present moment is the creation of what I've been doing. And that's a biggie for a lot of us, because I'd like to say to you guys out there is that your physical space is a direct response to what's going on in your mental space. And for a lot of us, that's an important thing. And a lot of us need to look at that, because what goes on between our two ears has a direct response to what goes on in our lives. And when we see that, out there in our lives, that things are kind of a mess, whether they be finances, social relationships, your job, or your business, or any number of things, that a lot of times, what you have going on with your stuff can also be a reflection of that, either too much, too little, or whatever, and or even what you have, or or the state of being of it. And we all need to take a look at that and take on that and reflect on that. And I realized even with myself that, when I realized that, I realized the most important things to me are my books. To me, knowledge and learning are big things because they create for me, good things in my brain. I don't watch TV. I don't listen to the news. I don't like to bring negative things into my atmosphere because I figure like they're kind of like pollution. They just kind of pollute the brain and cause negativity. And there's a lot of that going on in my previous careers as corrections officer and working in law enforcement, and even as advocacy and a lot of other stuff. I've seen my share of negativity out there in the world. And believe me, it's out there, and I've seen plenty of it. And I realize I don't have to take part in it unless I choose to do so. And I choose to do so when I vote, when I talk to my congressmen, my legislators, or when I choose to do so in some of the work I do, even at the present moment. But I do that by my choice because I realize the positive energy that it does create for me. And that is by my choice. And what I want you guys to all realize, that everything you do in your life is by your choice. And I know for a lot of folks out there that sometimes you don't think you realize that you do have a choice, but we do all have a choice. And that's an important point that I'd like to bring up with you, is that when you do realize that you have a choice, you do have a choice that you can take advantage of any opportunity that you want out there. And that's one of the great things about America, is that a lot of people come to America because they consider us the land of opportunity. And I know there's a lot of arguing going out there in our government right now. And for a lot of folks out there, that's causing a lot of apprehension and a lot of strife and everything. But I want you guys to think about that as far as Americans, is that we do have a right, a vote. We have a right to even recall, legislators or people that we don't think who are doing their jobs. And I know that's a big thing to say, but I want you to think as Americans that we do have choices out there, and that we don't have to think that we can't do anything when we can. We can, as Americans, do something because we are Americans. We are all Americans. We're neither this or that. We are just Americans. And as American citizens, that's an important point for me to bring up, because I'm proud to be an American, because I believe that by decluttering your physical space and your mental space, is that you bring into your life that by letting go of your past, whatever your past may be. And many people have had difficult past, and believe me, I can understand having a difficult past, which a lot of you know of child sexual abuse, being a child sexual slave and disassociation, for car accidents, dying, two bad marriages, 494 pounds, losing 360. I mean, oh my gosh, I can continue on and give you a laundry list of woes. But that doesn't do me any good in my present moment. It may say that I'm an overcomer, I'm a great triumph, and yeah, I'm a great winner for being able to make it through all those things. And they taught me a lot of great life lessons that I can bring to you guys. And that's great. I think that's great, because I think for a lot of folks out there is that we don't take pride in ourselves when we know we can. And what I mean by taking pride in ourselves is that we can take pride in ourselves when we realize that we can change. And change may not be an easy thing to happen when we are so ingrained to me, being ingrained is like, even in steel, things can become ingrained. But if you work at it hard enough and you wear away at those grooves, you can have something new come into your heart. And that can even happen in your mind with habits. And by changing your habits, you change your life. You change what happens in your life too. And to look at all that and to realize how much we have that we can put to the past, and that by letting go of physical space and realizing that by putting to past our past and realizing how cheerful and loving our present can be, that we can have a bountiful future if we choose to. Even for me, that is still a challenge at times, but each and every day I step a little closer and closer to what I have and I put out there each and every day with my thoughts and my own manifestations. And each and every day is a baby step closer. And each day may not be an easy day, but I still come to you no matter what. But today, on the day of our birthday, of our nation, which we should all take pride in, because we are the land of opportunity. And I'd like for all of you to think about that I am a proud American, and that we should all be thankful, and that we all have opportunity if we choose to, no matter who you are or where you came from. And with that, I wish you a great declares delight for life. I'm sorry about that. And with that, peace, tranquility, love, compassion, hope, and kindness, and love. And let there be light in your light. And with that, I wish you a great declares delight for life night. And blessings to you, and happy 4th of July.